All right, everybody all right? We here. By the corner of Yahuwah. I see more of y'all healing up. No more. I told them to let y'all know about this. I went and took me a test today. I just went on ahead and just wanted to take it for GP anyway. So many people coming down with it. Of course, mine was negative. I paid the lady. I think it'll matter on if you pay or not, if you're going to be positive. You know what I'm saying? If you got that, I'm going to pay later, you positive. That way they got to get their money, you got to come back. If you pay up front, you good. So having said that, I did find out with the new strain they got. They are saying before the old strain, I had an argument with Brittany brothers now, my mother-in-law. So it was not a discussion, it was an argument. I was being false accused of some stuff. But it wasn't an argument or discussion with them. They were arguing. But anyway, you know, with the old variant, you usually after you contracted the virus, it will usually take about 3 to 6 months before you can contract it again. Y'all remember that? Yes. They saying now with the new strain they got, you can contract it as early as 2 weeks after you just had it. They said that's how this new strain they got. So that used to be you had that immunity for a couple of months. Don't worry, you just had it. They say they've been catching it as early as 2 weeks after they caught it. Yeah. So that means, you know, we in for a long fight. But I mean, and it's one of those things where it just causes people to look at, I mean, goodness, it's gonna be people gonna have it how many times? If you can contract it 2 weeks after you just had it, that's about the earliest they looked at the length, as early as you catch it in about 2 weeks. I'm sure some probably a week and some change. They just let you know how serious this whole thing is about getting right. Because this man is definitely talking. I mean, what do you do? So those that hadn't caught it this week, you probably be on the list next week. And after that week, go week and a half, you probably be back on the list again. It's not impossible. I mean, with all that coming, because people at first, it was a big fear when the COVID came. People wanted to get right. People afraid. People were dying. Then people kind of got numb to it and feel like, okay, it's just one of them things that's just going to go through. Can your body actually sustain you catching it 2 weeks after you just finished, especially if it was rough? If you hit right back 2 weeks later rough and keep hitting, eventually people going to faint. I mean, where do you go? Where you going to hide? It's in the air. People looking, I'm going to just stay away from people. I mean, you can stay 6 feet and still catch it. It doesn't work. The people that vaccinated, the president, they give him the best stuff they got. That's why he was able to recover that. I mean, they worked on that cracker night and day trying to get him back up. They couldn't afford that old lame bastard to die on him. And please don't think he was sitting at home with no little light call. Man, they had that man hooked the IV. They were treating their head on oxygen. Don't be stupid. You know what they did with that white boy. You heard it, then he don't care what he said. I'm going to continue to wear a mask for right now. Yeah, so if you vaccinated, you told you, why would you need a mask? Right. You told us to get vaccinated. He said, those that have been vaccinated, you deserve not to wear a mask. Why do vaccinated people wear a mask? Because they just keep telling lies. The monkeypox. Who told y'all Wednesday what we're going to have? Soon as we were 30, what they say? A woman that contracted monkeypox. I told you they're going to stick that dirty pickle in a woman just to get the people out here that's heterosexual. Homosexuals want to try to cover up, so they got to try to infect us too. So now it look like, guess what? We all got it. They know the spotlight on sissies now. Gay men, you're being watched and you're going to be ran off. I hope they run them off too. Run them out. They need to, come on, then you're going to stick in your pickle in some woman fish tank? No, you ain't got no business messing up no fish tank. Let the fish live. Ain't that right? Y'all go home and boot a hole and die out somewhere. That's what they want to do. Go on and bang each other, just kill each other. You know what you're doing anyway. You ain't getting no pleasure. You're just sick. You're a sick, nasty bastard. I'm goodness, where you want to sit in there and pain your eye, pop it all out your head? Something wrong with them. But that's what we're here for, to clean it up for them. They showing themselves up. I'm trying to tell you. Now, there's women out there who love them gay men. You'd be surprised how many women like gay men. They like them. I'm going to tell you what their success is, what they'll feel like. Ain't no woman took my man from me. You ought to feel less than a woman if a man took you. You think I'm going to feel more of a man if a woman took my wife? I said, yeah, I had a guy told me that He was so proud. He told me, yeah, man. I already heard about it. He said, yeah, man, you know, man, my wife, man, she was homosexual. I was like, what? You know, I heard this guy try to let that look like, what? He like, yeah. He said, yeah, man, I lost. He said, but you know what, though? I ain't losing to no dude, though. I said, yeah. I'm like, damn, you think that's a good thing or something? I mean, hell, you had a tongue. You lost your wife to a tongue? Come on, man. Ain't that right? He should have won them Pentecostal church. He could have kept his wife. Don't they speak in tongues? All right, as soon as I take it on the road, now watch them. I like you. I want to go ahead to church. Yeah, exactly. I don't have no church. You told on yourself. But that's just how bad the world going, though. Our young people, our old people, you got to set a standard for everybody, you know. And people say, oh, it's hating on homosexual. It's hating on wrong. Yeah. The wrong is what's destroying all of them, from the homosexual man, the fornicator, the adulterer, every one of them, the liar, the drunk, and the midnight rambler, ain't that right? The cocaine sniffer. It's every one of them, cross-dressers. Everybody got us messed up, ain't that right? We don't want to put the whole world not being destroyed just from the homosexuality. And I'm just talking about them pickle pops y'all putting out here. It is, that's just, man, yeah, man, you blistered up. What lie you finna tell when the folks see what all them blisters on you? Come and tell you something. You been in some man boot, ain't you? You gonna be sitting there, you gotta hide and run. You gotta, what lie you gonna tell? I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Y'all better not touch no hot iron or no pot either. Now you get that blister. What you think? You gonna try to explain? Yeah, I know what you done touched. Y'all mean you get that blister on there, they go like, oh, you're in the early stage of monkeypox. Oh, y'all ain't ever had a blister before? Yes, sir. You better not get one now. You better not get one now. You done. That's where the world going, though. We got to try to set a stand out here and try to win our kids back, get our teenagers and get our young girls and our young boys back, because we're going to lose them out here. Society ain't doing nothing to try to keep them. I don't know how many of y'all got to go to school. Have y'all taught, you went to school. Have you ever heard them teach about homosexuality in school? Dang. You ain't heard it. What school do they, I'm just asking, because I know they say it's part of the education. Do anybody go to here? So what they teaching this stuff about? You two boys they pickle can touch. California. Okay, they got that. They ain't teaching it here in Atlanta. Somebody said Louisiana? In Louisiana? What school you say? Louisiana? Hold on, who? The state, Louisiana. What they teaching now? Oh, well, he said what I just said. That's it. Hold on for a minute. Rudy. Rudy, you late again and you come here agreeing? Hold on, why you late, Rudy? Last time was a natural disaster. What we got this time? Why did that man come in late shaking hand, Rudy? Rudy, what is it about you being late and shaking hand? What is it? You just want to still be polite? So why you got to agree? Where you read that you got to agree? Not if you late. Oh, yes, even if you late, you still supposed to agree. What's that? Both ways? Oh, on time or late. So why were you late today? Was it a national disaster again? Not today. What was it this time? It was on you. How many of y'all thought it was on him last time? Just for the record, you do know, that's what we were thinking Wednesday night. We were thinking it's on Rudy. Well, we're glad you made it and got that national disaster. How far you see today? Rudy, you see a quarter mile around a curve, and that's all you see at that front door now? I remember Wednesday night, you could see a quarter of a mile around a curve. Oh, you had to be outside. Okay. That's good to know. Only Rudy. Well, y'all was just curious on what they're going to do this year. I know all the young people we got going back. Y'all know better than that, don't you? Y'all know how to give them corrective teaching. We ain't teach y'all to give them corrective teaching. You just don't have to subscribe to it. Keep your mouth closed. They don't teach a lot of stuff. Y'all go ahead and learn before you go now. That's for a lot of the other kids. You don't have to subscribe to it. That's their teaching. That's what they want to teach their kids. That's what they want to teach them. You don't have to subscribe to it. You don't have to buy this and that other people's stuff. You don't have to buy into it. People got their own opinion. They got their own way. We're not teaching y'all to go and make nobody stop being gay. We teach y'all not to be gay. That's right. Isn't that right? We teach y'all the right way. Isn't that right? You ain't got to go there and put no flag on their table. And you ain't got to hang nothing around there and go get no special rainbow milk. Leave that damn milk in their cotton. to give me one color milk. I ain't trying to get no damn rainbow milk. You don't need no rainbow tray or nothing else. Just give me a regular tray. Now we trying to be inclusive here. Put it in my hand. That I got to put my food in my hand. I'm not finna sit down no damn, I'm gonna sit down on no rainbow tray. Get a regular tray or bring you a bag and get all your food in the bag and go sit down somewhere. That's the truth. Y'all get this, the kid, this him. Y'all got a right too, just like they got a right. They got a right to be homosexual. You ain't trying to change, just don't try to change me. It ain't your job to go and make somebody stop being gay. It ain't your job to learn how to be gay either. That's sure how sick. I don't know how parents sit back on their lazy ass. Sitting back here buying this stuff. Tell you can't make my kid learn about no homosexuality. That's their business. You want to be gay, there ain't nothing to teach. Hell, all you got to do is throw two garbage cans, throw it together. There ain't nothing to it. It ain't like you teaching them about something like it's something you need to get two garbage cans, smash it together. So they got them sisters right down. All of it trash. Y'all got, don't go to school. Don't go to school and tell them that now. Just tell them to go to www. Let me tell them. I can't get suspended. Just tell y'all the truth. It ain't y'all job to go in there and teach them. And leave them alone. Y'all just know what you got to do. You hold to what you're doing. Yes, sir. Y'all got it? Yes, sir. That's right. I make sure y'all got it. I know you're going there talking about. I would talk, shut your mouth. That's right. They'll try to jam y'all up on something. But they're going to let them sisters run around and do what they want to do. You don't have to subscribe to it. That day Benny, you just let them know. Don't come put on. You ain't sitting on my lap. I ain't going to let you sit around my neck either. I ain't sitting in your lap either. Y'all got it? Hold us down. You ready? Call the police. Have them arrested. I ain't learned that the truth in that right. Play them faggot game when they touch you, nothing else. Call the damn police on them. Ain't that right? That'll cut them out. I can tell you what we can do to them later, but they got all these sister police out here for them now. They need to drag their ass off somewhere. Put nails in their damn ass. It's crazy. These kids out here getting mad. They got two little kids now messed up with damn monkeypox. Everybody know what didn't happen. They sitting there with two homosexuals. What they think happened to them? How they got monkeypox? That's right. We're sick, man. And sitting right there, straight folk ass sitting here scared to say something. Oh, I can't say it. That's against homosexual. What about what they doing against heterosexual? That's right. That's not offensive. You showing two kids with their pickle at each other pointing, talking about this is normal. You know damn well they ain't normal. That's right. We got enough problem trying to keep little kids from fornicating. That's right. Yeah. Then you gonna go ahead and gonna show two pickles pointing at each other like this and you ever feel your body and your body feel like you better beat your body's ass. Something wrong with your body. Your body got no business want no another man. Yeah, get out that body. Y'all all right? Time to teach and be right. Then got to be ready. Y'all go back to school. Stay focused. Get in and get your education. Go in there and try to get your son. I think what them folks tell, go to school and get your vocation. They would tell us we were little. How many of you say that? They used to tell us you need to go to school and get your vocation. They ain't want you to just get no educated. They want you to go in there and get something you can use. Y'all remember that? Them folks holler in a minute in the country, they're telling me you need a vocation. That thing you'd hurt too, but it's about a vocation. I ain't know what it was, but I know I damn needed one though. Whatever it was, the way they said it, I need to get one. As soon as I found out what the definition of it was, I need to get it. But I was not gonna question because they said it like you supposed to know what it is. How many of y'all know what don't know what a vocation is? Okay, we're gonna look it up together. So that way, I was too scared back then, but I ain't scared. I want to say I ain't scared no more. Y'all ready? We dropped the bastard. Well, can we look at what a vocation is? Okay, I'm thinking too, but we got some more people. It ain't for me, it's for the people. It's just like Yahushua said it. And for the sake of them that sat by, that's why I said it. So we see what the definition of vocation is. Then you said in the country, you call it a vocation. Them folk was serious about that vocation. That's the truth. So they were thinking past education. You can get an education, still do nothing with it. Education don't guarantee you no career or no job. There's a lot of folk got education. That don't mean they got no vocation. We'll drop this one. Vocation already? I thought it was vacation. I said, let's go. A strong feeling. Kind of dark. Let's say a strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. That's what them folk would tell me. And I felt like I needed something too. It's a strong feeling. Y'all know that? Strong feelings of stability, of suitability for a particular career or occupation. Y'all see that? Not all of us have a vocation to be a nurse or a doctor. You ain't got to be, everybody can't be no nurse or doctor. Somebody got to run that cash register. Somebody got to be able to say, how much you want on pump 9? Everybody don't need no vocation. We need them people. Would you like that large, medium, or small? Now, everybody got a vocation, you ain't gonna get that. It ain't for everybody. And somebody need to be able to say that. Isn't that right? May I check your receipt? Hell to the no. I don't let nobody check my receipt. I know y'all. How many of y'all been doing lately? How many of y'all been punked out lately by Walmart? The white be honest. Somebody did you today? When was the last time? Now, where you was at, Dave, when they asked for your receipt?
Right there.
Was she nice or he nice?
She was nice.
How did she approach it? Did you think like I ain't gonna ask, but they were so nice? Then?
I thought about it. I said,
Go on, level. They can get you. I told that one lady, I'm standing. Listen, the lady was standing for me about this far. I'm at the register in the back by the automotive. So I'm paying for my stop walk. I got right here, and she said, can I see your receipt? I said, you see? She said. I said, it's the fact that you asked me, you standing right here watching me pay for this though. She said, listen, I just asked you, don't even worry about it. I said, huh? I did, I gave the receipt. I broke down. Because I was looking for that fight. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for that fight because it's like, I'm infused for this argument of your ass sitting right here. You see me paying for this right here, and you stop me right. Are you serious? But she was so down. I said, here you go. She like, I don't want no fight, whatever. She like, no. And I was like, no, go ahead and look at it. And the other people that asked me, and I seriously said, keep going. I said, no, keep going. Receipt. One lady followed me back, right? I said, I'm not giving you no receipt. I said, you want to call the police? I told her, that's what I told. Tell her I'm going to sue your ass. That was it. She went on back on in there. I'm like, you walking fuck. You ain't taking no receipt. Ass get scrubbed up out here. Now, woman ain't got no insurance. You be going behind about no receipt. You better that walk. This, I don't want. Give them the receipt. The ass can't read. They don't know. They looking like Sound Club. Let me see a receipt. Let me see a receipt. They look at the back. But give it back to her. Say, I want your ass to go through every item on my receipt. You bust them down. They'll stop that shit. Stop and want to say, go through him because I think I got some extra shit on him. You done stop me. Now do your job. That's how you get them. Y'all go to Sound Club, call the manager out there. They not checking this stuff. When they ask how to go through every item and look on there, stop it. I got more than one of them. Count them. How many in there? When they ask get through that line back up through there, they done. All they do is watch it. They get the receipt. They look at your ass. Have a good day. So you think I believe you read that receipt that fast? It took me longer than that to put the shit in the bucket. Now you tell me you just glance like that. You know what? I'm just giving you my damn list. You go through the store and get it. You can go through here that fast. All that thing is just a punk out. Don't let them, no. I tell you, I don't pay for no stuff. I don't have nobody searching me. If you think I stole your shit, close it down. I'm not gonna pay you and you finna search me. I ain't be script searching no damn grocery store when I buy nothing. That's crazy. I tell Sam's gonna stop. Shut them down. Just stop going now. I'm sorry, I need some stuff up there. I was doing some curls. And you know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking proper. Sam got some stuff I need. At least I'm honest. How many of y'all need some stuff from Sam? Y'all, look, let's do that. Let them look at the receipt. It don't take that long. They don't know what they're looking at. You don't go to Sam. We got balancing. I don't need shit from Walmart. I need stuff from Sam. Let Sam know look at the damn receipt. Who? Sam Pioneer what? Who looking at receipt? But it's the way they treat you. Have you ever seen them hot dogs and them pretzels sitting on that stand? They make what? They Nathan hot dog. Yeah, get your own. Yeah, the Nathan hot dog. Yeah, I don't know. They got the big old swole Walmart hot dog. Them good. I used to have a restaurant me and Smith here. Them damn things were good. Them some good hot dog. So Sam's, if they ask y'all for y'all receipt, don't y'all mess this up. Let them folk look at your receipt. Show your ass at Walmart. I don't think I go to Walmart for. I get drawers and t-shirts from Walmart. Socks. Yeah, that's it. But damn, that stuff done went too high. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm finna start out white for. I'm gonna start wearing drawers. Man, I seen the price. Ho. I didn't say I wasn't wearing no drawers. I saw some of y'all done got here too early. See what I'm saying? That's why you can't preach everything everywhere. You said everybody ain't where they need to be. Y'all think everybody here where they need to be? Chris, I'm way I ain't even want to think about that. I would hate to think, like Jerry Seinfeld, I would hate to think when I greet my king, the only thing in between me and you is just the pants. It's supposed to be another layer between us. So we're going to let's try to stay with drawers and t-shirts for right now. We can grow, we need to grow. We ain't, just need to take our time, move one at a time. Maybe we'll do one sock. Like that, just like wear one sock, then go bare-legged on the other leg. Let's wait before we move all the way up to the draw, before we just get rid of the draw. I seen, how many of y'all on the board for this no draw stuff? Right. There's some more folks who that better not be who I think it is. It better not be. Hayward, no. I do not want to be on the other end of no phone and think about this man on here ain't got no drawers on his phone. He had got a new stove one time and took a picture of it. He said, man, I got a new stove, took it. I looked now, I said, what you cooking, some damn frog legs? Man, some frog legs standing in the shadow of the frog. I thought it was in the oven. I said, you baking some frog legs? Now that shadow bounced back that stove had that car. He was so proud of that new stove. Mine seen them frogs. I had a set of frog legs in it. I like, man, them things ain't clean. We can't eat them things, man. Yeah. Boy, there's some folks in their place of him. Everybody all right? Heard a good thing out of Mexico lately? We don't know unless we ask. Well, sure good to see y'all. How many of y'all recovered from COVID? It's tight. That means y'all still got it. Anybody recover? You recover? You had it. When you had it?
You just asked us in June.
In June? In general? You had it in general?
I said in general.
Yeah, no, I asked you, did you have it in general?
Yeah.
Where did you generally have it?
Back then.
Who's sitting on her roll? Be careful. Y'all be careful. How many of y'all recovered from COVID? Anybody had COVID? Well, yeah, she healed. You healed up. You had it too. That's good. Anybody else had it? You had it? Yeah. When y'all had it? When they had COVID? That's the first time I heard them. Last year? Man, y'all sick, man. We appreciate Mr. Hill, but didn't he keep us? With it all, though, he baracked us there. We made it out, didn't we? I mean, y'all think about it, a lot of people ain't make it. A lot of folks didn't make it. He saw fit to spare our Cayenne and keep us around in it. Cause you the first one we know had it back then. Not for us, though. No, from us. Well, cause you are the first one back then. Yeah, I'm saying here, I'm saying. When I said first one we know, not like in the world. Cause like, no. Not in the world. Cause it looked like, cause they told us first of all, black people couldn't get it. So we was happy as hell. And then they turn around, we don't know what happened. We like, you know what? It looked like just them sinners out there getting it. Then the damn thing creeped in him. Isn't that right? Kasha went down. Then it went around. Who was number two? Who remember who number two was? Ernie had it before we knew what Ernie and Josh had it before we know what it was. No, they were number one. Ernie came in here and got rid of that blow belly and stuff. Remember that? Y'all remember that time he had that Johnny Depp belly, that Steven Seagal? Man, Ernie had that damn thing along. Y'all remember that Ernie had, but we didn't know what it was back then. Ernie had like January damn thing rolled through mud. Ernie with little head came here all healthy and all looking. Remember that? All slim and everything, old blow belly. Remember that? He got rid of it? And we didn't know what it was, though. I was like, damn, whatever, he need to pass around to some members of him. I seen some folks lose weight. I said, damn, a lot of y'all can use that. I started making y'all come hug the hell out of some of these folks and get it. But if it gets you to lose some weight, it ain't all that. Mike done had it down about 3 times. And he'll go when he cured. That's when he go take the test. He'll keep asking around till it done pass away. Then he go take it. Then he ain't got it. You got all the symptoms. Mike, you ain't never had it yet on paper, have you? See that? Every time his paper have shit on retest. I ain't never seen so many paper got retest on them. How many of y'all know Mike done had it? Because Jaheed gave it to him. I would have had them test. I try to do a good deed. That's why I ain't never going to be nice to Jaheed in my life if I can help him. His ass was down there one day and I had to leave. I said, I'm finna go. He had went on a ride. I said, well, I'll drop y'all. I said, but I got to go somewhere around me. His little sick ass laying there. He don't know. But then, we ain't really know about a lot about cold because you were looking for people with coughing and stuff. He kind of all happy, cheery, but he had lay on the one light. I ain't paying. He kind of like he was kind of like a basset hound. You know how they lay their head on the one and shit, man? He had a kind of basset hound thing working. So I ignored it because I don't know what people mental state is. You don't mess with crazy folk. And I just sat in the car, had the air on, something said, roll the one down. You don't know a damn thing about this, y'all. No, because I'm just really mean Jaheed. Can't say I like know him. I met him a couple times. Damn if I ain't messed around and got sick. Went over to my mama's house. Yeah, I need to go see Aunt Smith, help out. I was like, help out? What's your name? Yeah, I just like to help out members for any reason. Just don't make no reason. Said little ass sitting down. And I said she went, got him some water, all that, just so breath. How you doing, Aunt Smith? On the couch, that damn I'm breathing. Mike ass was down. Now, I got sick being and caught his ass. He went there and told my damn mama house up with it. Mike ass sick. And he go take the test 21 days later. Yeah, they say I ain't gonna have it. Damn, skip it 21 days later, you ain't got it now. Your ass would have went the first day, you'd have had it with us. Jaheed messed up. Me, my mama, Mike, Shaquille. Who else you messed up? Messed up, yeah, he messed up Justin. Who else he messed up? I thought he was messed up before that. We ain't talking about messing, we talking about messed up with the COVID. There's a lot of them. Then they just went down the line. Who else? Who infected who after that? Oh, don't play. Some of y'all asking him know y'all infected some people. Who in here infected somebody before? Oh, who you got, Jared? I don't remember. Who you got? Boogie. Now, we was in that room. Now, Boogie got, somebody got Boogie. We had a ARC meeting, didn't we? Yes, sir. Oh, Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted ain't coming out. When he coming out? I should have shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. That's it. But he went and took the test. He was negative, though, wasn't he? Who he met? He messed up. Who you got from, Lee? You got Leon. Sure was. Then it went to somebody. Who else? And then it went to Leon. Then, oh, now you can say you got. Hold on for a minute. But how you didn't know you ain't getting and give it to Leon? I was sitting behind Lee, and he went there. He'll put a. Oh, you gave it to Jared. Jared gave it to Boogie. Y'all paying that damn thing like hot potato, wasn't it? There was a lot of folks here thought they were going to keep standing. So far, we ain't got but two on innocent. Cannon and Smith. Tamika, I ain't going to say no. But you know, they said some people got immunity. Who ain't had it? Tab and Dave. No. Y'all might have been asymptomatic. Yeah. Who else? No, that's, Ivan ain't had it. That's what I'm talking about. Ivan ain't had it. I haven't got that crypto. Woo. I need to catch that one. Say how you call it. You ain't had it. You ain't had it either. Oh, we might have sneaked over here. Danny ain't doing his job. You don't know how to run your house, Danny? Then you supposed to go in there and put your COVID down in your home. Goodness. Well, that's all right. Y'all might be asymptomatic, what they call it, not asymptomatic. Y'all might have that immunity stuff. We're going to suck all the blood out y'all ass. We're going to get y'all to go. No, we're going to get y'all to go. I told my wife, we already told her, let our ass find out you can't. We're going to suck all the blood out your ass. We're going to mix it around and out, and we're going to get some. Hold on, President, not you. What you talking about? I ain't got no blood for your ass. We talking about around the house. Y'all that grin on some. What? Ain't nobody got that much blood. What you doing? Sit down there, we're going to have like batches going out here like that. Y'all that grin on. Yeah. No, we talking about for the house. She thought we want to go into like party packs of chicken. You don't have no 5 people, don't have no chicken, you got no 2-piece. No. Where you get that family pack, you know what I'm saying? That share would bust it over. Something wrong with y'all. Oh, y'all, how many of y'all in here know something wrong with you before I move forward? These are all the normal people, all right? How the people ain't nothing wrong with you? Don't try, put your hands up, you ass. We know your ass crazy. Just for the record. So y'all that came on with us, see, we can admit what our little small, minute problem is. Y'all live in a dream world. All right, we're going to try to get ready to move forward before Russia blow up something else and before the Chinese folk whoop Joe Biden ass. I'm going to tell y'all what the rule is. We got a rule. We have a rule, man. So what's the rule that who hit the ground? If Joe Biden hit the ground or Xi Jinping hit the ground? Whoever hit the ground, we stomp them out, no matter who it is. Me and Jahi were going to get the fight. I just said, you know what the rule is, Daddy? I said, what? He said, oh, Bright. He told me, you know what the rule is? I'm like, what? He said, whoever hit the ground. I'm like, what? They're like, if you hit the ground, we got to stump you out. Are you serious? Whoo. So we had one, we were talking about that, because that's our rule, is that not? Whoever hit the ground, we stomp them out. It don't matter who it is. So we had a scenario with Jahi and somebody else, and we told her if the other person hit the ground, Jahi stand up. We said, what's the rule, Jahi? Jahi said, stomp them out. We said, damn, skip it. So we're going to get them on the ground, get them up, and throw your ass on the ground. We got to be right, right? All right, let's get ready to sign the Kato Simone. Whew, y'all folk crazy. Appreciate it. Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. Have y'all been considering what repentance is? I know a lot of y'all, it don't make no difference one way or the other, you're going to still do the same thing, but it is something you ought to consider. If you hadn't, you ought to try to consider that. All right? Let's see what happens. Listen.
For
this
whatever.
is Romans 15:4, and this is using the Word program. So you'll find the Dewey Rim, which is the Latin, King James Version. And on our left, if we read anything from what they would call the Old Testament, which I call the first Berith, which is the first covenant, you'll find the Greek. So it's important for us to understand what we're using, what we're doing, so we can get an understanding. Something we never had before. Make sure we got an understanding, okay? All right, come on. All right.
For whatever Nikatab before,
For whatever was written before.
Nikatab for our Lamed.
That's exactly right. To teach us, to show us, excuse me, and to instruct us.
That we through endurance.
Going through something without giving away endurance, they put patience.
And Nakum.
Or consolation. Another meaning is a reward. So it can be used to soothe, and we also look at obtaining. That's our whole goal, is to obtain. That's right, all right? That's what Shaul talking about. He run that he might obtain, right? So that's the whole purpose of why we use the writing. So we're doing this so we might obtain. The Ruach HaKodesh with the spirit of separation, and we're trying to inherit a Malkut, right? An empire. This was a concern for the people that were with Yahushua. Listen.
Of the Ketubim.
Of the writings.
We might have Tikva or Yakal.
You might have your call, that's right, on expected way. Excuse me, that's something that we definitely are aiming for, to make sure when we go through and we read that we might understand. As Shaul told me in the 3rd chapter of the book of Ephesians, he talked about his knowledge concerning the hidden truth. And that's the thing about it, and it's so hidden that our people have been devastated for all these years, and we've been outside of the plan of salvation simply because no one ever took time out to explain to us the need for it, what it actually meant, or what it took to even try to obtain it. So our goal is to try to make sure that we get an understanding, okay? Let me just look at this again in my mind. Excuse me, at the first chapter, Acts of the Shalakim, that they call Acts of the Apostles, for whatever reason it came in my mind. Mm. 10 is what I think I want, but before we get there, let me see verse 1, since we're down. Let's see.
The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Yahushua began both to do and lament.
And to teach, to show, and to instruct. Let's look at a treatise. I think it's systematic arguments, but it's been a lot of years. Probably over 20. I'm sure over 20. Excuse me. A written work dealing formally and systematically with a subject. So we need to understand. How many of y'all didn't know what treaties were? Okay, treaties are what people will sit down, and we know about treaties they will sign for agreements, but here it says a written work dealing formally and systematically with a subject, okay? So that's something we want to make sure. This is what he was saying he was doing. A written work dealing with formally or systematically with a subject. Anybody writing this down? Do we need to wait? Nobody writing it down? Okay. Excuse me, let's let them get it. It never hurts to understand. Y'all going to school, you want to understand. If you don't know what somebody said, or you don't know a word, or don't know what something means, if they make a statement, don't be afraid to stop to know. It's ignorant. I mean, they didn't teach us that. They didn't stop me anytime and ask you. You just keep, nobody else stop and ask. You keep asking, they're going to say, you stupid. And a lot of people hollering you stupid. They want to know. They just don't want to stop. Because once you get knowledge, then you become responsible. That's why people like being ignorant. That's why kids are dry. Yeah, what responsibility you have if you're ignorant? What responsibility have you if you're a dropout? None. That's why people do it. When you get information, people hold you accountable to it. They say, you went to school, didn't you? Huh? You graduated. So meaning they're requiring you to know certain things, right? So guess what? I won't graduate. I won't go to school. I won't move in further education. That way nobody hold me accountable. That's why people go to church. There's no accountability. See, what y'all doing, you getting held accountable for it. That's the same thing Yahushua going to do. The book said we all must appear before the judgment seat of the Mashiach to give account to the deeds done in the body, whether they were tube or whether they were rosha. So it doesn't matter. You said, well, I don't want to live right, so I don't have to go before the mashpat, which is judgment. He said, everybody got to appear there. And you got to give account for everything you've done in your body, in your pasal. Whether it was tube or whether it was rosha, whether it was right or wrong. Y'all got it? Okay, or good or bad, as they might call it. So now he's saying the form of systematic arguments, the formal arguments that I made, O Theophilus, of all things which Yahushua began to do and to instruct, to teach, and to show. Y'all got it? That's what his arguments were about, okay? His systematic writings. He went through and he was able to discuss it or put it more in a format based upon he understood it. So a lot of things, all we did and all we do in a lot of these churches, religion, all we do, people just read and just hope to understand. I'm not trying to hope to do nothing. Let's just break it down. Let's get down to the smallest minute point so we can find out exactly what the man wants to do. We've done this for years. People have done this for years. They've read and prayed. We can close our eyes right now and pray about what is treaties. And I guarantee you ain't no answer going to come. You're going to lie to yourself and claim it came from somewhere, and you're going to start guessing something that's going to be completely wrong. Versus, let's find out what does it mean. Y'all got it? We know these people have taken our stuff and transgender some things, but in order to correct what's wrong, you got to first know why it's wrong. Y'all got it? I mean, even they even learn in math. Explain to me how you got your answer. Okay, look at people can kind of do things and not have understanding. Y'all ever seen that? They'll ask you, now explain your answer. Or even if it's a written answer, it go right with true or false. Now explain your answer. You know what they look at? I can't explain, I just know it's right. Then you don't know. I have to take you, basically you guessing, because you can't explain it. Where here, he was able to explain it. He could formally explain the systematic writings on of what this man began to do. And that's what we're trying to get if we're going to obtain the Ruach HaKodesh. Versus he did it, he came, he died, and he rose. Hello? That's not a definitive answer.
Right.
Okay, listen to when. How long?
Until the yom in which he was taken up, after that he through the Ruach HaKodesh had given a mar unto the Shalakim whom he had chosen. To whom also he
for a second. So now this gives us a time point. So the whole entire time he was here, until the yom in which commandment by the Ruach HaKodesh to the Shalakim whom he had chosen, he was taken up. So now we're going to read down where it's going to go down and tell us about him being taken up. So what did he do? He told us when at the end. See, this is a system. We're going to read down. It's going to clearly tell us that he was taken up from him. But he's telling you in his argument about why he was discussing it. He told you how long the man taught until he was taken away. What did we say to teach was?
To show, to explain.
You see why my young people couldn't answer it? Because they got stuck on limit. That's why they couldn't answer it. They started reciting. If I said limit, they said to show, to teach, and to instruct. It just told you he did it until he was taken up. Because the book said when he left, he said, why stand ye gazing until when? That same Yahushua, which was what? So what was he doing? He was still teaching. Because teachers to show, to instruct. That's right. So he was still teaching. He told you he was teaching even until he was taken away. That's what his argument was. If you understand what Lyman is, you understand how he teaching and he's going up in the air because it's to show. Okay? It's to show. It's to instruct. See, that's why I told you I want y'all to recite. Y'all just hollering stuff. I want you to recite. I want y'all to understand. I'm not criticizing you. I just don't want you to be a robot. Don't be a parakeet. I want y'all to understand what you're saying. If you see it in a different format, you still understand what you're saying. Okay, sometimes they can rearrange something and the answer the same. It's because you don't see it the way you used to seeing it, you don't recognize the answer. Because a lot of people learn to repeat. You learn to repeat. You get a kid, A, B, C, D, show. Take them letters off and say, what are these letters they looking? That's the same letter in the same format. Now you don't recognize it because they ain't coming behind letters you memorize. We don't want to do memorization. We want understanding. There's a difference between memorization and understanding, okay? All right. That makes sense to y'all?
Yes, sir.
How many of y'all agree? And that's what kill them in school. They'll start memorizing stuff. And verses, you need to understand what you memorize. You need to be able to identify it no matter where you see it. Y'all told me the limit is to teach, to show, and to instruct. They said that Yahushua taught until the yom in which he given commandment by the Ruach HaKodesh to the Shalakim whom he had chosen, he was taken up. So he was still teaching while he was going up because they could see him. That means he was still teaching. Hello? Okay, let's see. Okay, my ear itching. All right, come on.
To whom also he shewed himself Kai
When?
after his passion.
Let's look at passion. They use the word passion. I want to see why. Let me see the different meanings for passion. We know passion, probably embrace or something like that. I'm sure they got more than one definition. That's how they'll trap us up. Because what we know when we say passion, they had hot passion for each other. Now they'll try you. They'll say the man was having sex. Strong or barely controllable emotion. Makes sense. It was after his strong, barely controllable emotion. A state of outburst of strong emotion. Intense sexual love. See, when you go to intense sexual love, this is your third definition. You understand what I'm saying? An intense desire or enthusiasm for something. This is what we'll use. See, the first thing people think, when you said passion, what was y'all meaning? Desire, how do you know passion? Like wanting, sexually. And most of the time, we heard passion outside of sexual. For most of us, when we heard outside of, basically related with sexual. But so that's why I tell you, they'll use words, and because, look at, how many of us read down this for? Well, there's no reason to. Once you look at it, we always go with the top one. They tell you anything. I always go with the top. You know what I'm saying? Go right here. Oh, his intense sexual love. See, even Jesus had sex on his mind. Now, that's a whole message in a message. But you see how they can use words and get you off and you won't think to go further? That's why I said look the word up. Once we look it up, we can see there's another meaning, right? So are we going to say, what, after his intense sexual love? No, we come on down. An intense desire or enthusiasm for something. So let's go back and look at the word. A thing arousing enthusiasm. I won't use that. The suffering and the death of Jesus. After the suffering and the death of Jesus. Now, how much information that gave me? And here they go. Meditation on the passion of Christ. See, that's how they make a fool out of you. That's a damn movie. So the man had an enthusiasm, he had a sexual desire for the movie. This don't tell me nothing. See, they just keep moving. Well, they keep this on the 1, this is 2. But you see how they can switch up on you? On 1, look how many different meanings you got on the 1. And all we had to do was keep reading. An intense desire or enthusiasm for something. Let's go. Let's see. To whom also he shewed himself alive after his
Passion.
So what are we going to say? His intense desire or intense enthusiasm?
Desire and enthusiasm.
Desire
And enthusiasm.
and enthusiasm. Listen,
For something.
where do we find the definition again? I apologize. An intense desire or enthusiasm for something. Are we going to write this down? Anybody writing this down? Y'all don't have to now. I'm asking before I move. Did anybody need to write this down? Okay. We'll give them that time. Listen, we can come through and just run through something and be ignorant, or we can go through and get understanding. Okay? We can come through and we can get us an understanding on what he did. I don't know how many times I read that after his passion. And you know what I did? I just keep reading. You get down to something you do understand. Don't worry about trying to explain that or know it. You understand the next verse, you understand it, just go with that. But then you take out some authenticity of it. You know what I'm saying? Some real meaning of what it's saying when you don't know. Because you assume to know. And that's what hurt us. We'll read stuff and assume to know. So you'll say, let's go with what I think the word means. What does it hurt to find out what it means so you don't have to think anymore? Y'all got it? That's a detriment, and that's dangerous, that we assume to know something and keep going, and then you start putting things together that don't actually fit. This is error. Y'all got it? This is error. A lot of piss poor, a lot of messages that have moved people and gotten people, you know, into behaviors have been based off of wrong information. Hello? Let me just see something since I said that. See if that's the we'll come back to this, you who are willing. Please tell me the air conditioner is not off, because I do feel extremely heat. Just a little bit. About 130. See if the 28th chapter, Yeshayahu, say that verse 10. Let me just see. Let me see what that says. I want to see what the Greek said about it. I remember what James said. I want to see what it says from him. Yeshayahu, they call Isaiah. Yasha, Yahoo, might be 9. I said 10. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let's see, James. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. For commandment again, except again, except again, a little there, a little there. These don't say the same. I mean, it might look the same. Except thou affliction on affliction, hope upon hope, yet a little and yet a little. Yet a little and yet a little. They read different. He's telling me to accept affliction. So I got to go back up. Give me 8. Okay. 7. I see 8. Vomit. 7. 7. But they also err. These have trespassed through wine. They're erred through strong drink. The Kohan, the Nabim, the Nabal are mad. Error, mad through strong drink. They are swallowed up by reason of wine. They have staggered through drunkenness. You should say err over there. Staggered through drunkenness. They have erred. This is their vision. He said they err in vision, they stumble in judgment. They err in vision, they stumble in judgment. No. Swallowed up by reason of wine. They have staggered through drunkenness. They have erred. This is their vision. That's what they say. Okay. Hold on. And the Nabal have been ignorant on reading the middle. Through drunkenness, they are swallowed up with wine. They have gone astray in drunkenness. They have not known him that seeth. It's different. They have been ignorant of judgment. Now, the Romans are saying they have not known him that seeth. Kind of. They have erred. This is their vision. Okay, come on down. That's 7, 8. Let me see 8. A curse shall devour this counsel, for this is their counsel for the sake of covetousness. This don't read the same. Y'all see that? All tables are full of, I used to wear this out. A bunch of them preached this. All tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so there is no place clean. A curse shall devour their counsel, which is their recommendation, for this is their counsel, for the sake of covetousness. For all tables were full of vomit and filthiness, so that there was no more place, no more space, no more room. They're saying no place clean. You see how different the Greek read? Now, they preaching on wore this out, apostolic. All table full of vomit and filthiness. The Greeks never said that. They said a curse shall devour this counsel. Okay? Because you got to look at, these people have erred through what they've done. They've staggered. So now he's telling you what's going to happen. A curse is going to derive from this. Okay? Of their counsel for the sake of their covetousness. Let's look up what covetousness is right quick. For some people, they don't matter. It don't, because King James is really reasonable to a point that they can be lazy. See, when they read this, now you got to change everything you said. That's why people don't want to bother with this. That's too much work. Now I got to go back and configure what is he saying. Because I took it, he said all tables were full of vomit and filthiness. He never said that according to what the Greeks recorded. He said because of this, a curse is going to derive from this because of their counsel. Now we're looking at people that have been giving them counsel. Who were you told to ask concerning the Kohan? Well, he just told you about the Kohan and Nabal. Ain't that right? They were drunk. They staggered. And he told you this is their vision. This is their kazum. Now a curse is going to proceed from this. That doesn't read like that in King James. Jacob said, this is what it said. Now tell me your message now. Oh. Either one, because they don't care. They don't want to do any work. These people don't want to sit back and look at it. That means we have to go back and reassess. If he never said it, then you got to change the dynamic of what you're teaching. These people, they don't want to do that. Let's go with what we've been going with. Let the Lord handle it. That's the case we don't do anything. Don't even go to church. Let the Lord handle it. Right. Don't pay tithe. Let the Lord pay it. Right. It makes no sense. A curse shall devour this counsel. This is their counsel for the sake of covetousness. I want to see what covetous. We could look at both ways. Covetous. Y'all see this? This is how you really spell it. Kevedes. Covetous. Huh? Covetous. That's how you spell it. They told you it's funny, that's how you spell it. Okay? It's an adjective, okay? Having or showing a great desire to possess something belonging to someone else. He lets you know what their problem was. Because they have a desire they have a means or they have a want of something that belongs to someone else. What did your Torah teach you about it? That's right. You're not supposed to covet anything that is your re'ah. You see that? That makes sense. Now we understand how this came into play. Why? He said because this is going to be the curse. This is going to be the all on them. And the reason why is because of their covetousness. So that's why we want to try to make sure we understand. Having or showing a great desire to possess something belonging to someone else. Okay? All right. English cover this. So, okay. A curse shall devour this counsel. What's why I started at 7 before? Now let's go up to 1. Let's come down and see what it says. Now they done pushed our hand. They done tied our hands. Okay. All right. Y'all can read. We'll work it out. Listen.
Woe to the crown of pride to the drunkards of Ephraim.
Drunkards. He called them a hireling. A hireling is different. A hireling is a person that looked to receive wages. That's not the same thing as a drunkard. Okay? That's not the same thing. A hireling is not. That's what Yahushua told you about a hireling. He told you a hireling could lead his sheep. He said they're not his own. So he's calling them a hireling. That makes a difference based off of Yahushua telling us. So we'll look at what a hireling is, okay? The Greeks, where the people who translated the Greek's version of our writings, they put hireling there and they didn't use drunkard. A hireling and a drunkard are not the same thing, okay? A drunkard would be somebody intoxicated. A hireling, well, we'll look up and see, a person employed to undertake menial work, okay? A person who works purely for material, and Yahushua told you that he was not a hireling. He told you he was a tube ra'ah. He talked about a hireling. He said a hireling will flee. You know why he'll flee? First of all, let me tell you, damn, if I'm finna get killed for no menial work, it ain't worth it. Ain't like it's mine. See the difference? Let's see what a drunkard is about it, so we can just see. Maybe I'm off. We have to do work like this. Why? Because it's important for us to know the truth. Remember what was supposed to make us free. Right. So we've been going around saying drunkard, and it don't say drunkard. Were we free? No. See, the only reason why Shemshun were able to get out of all the devices that Delilah put on it, because he knew the truth. It can't hold me. That's the only way he was able to get out of it. He knew the truth, right? 7 dried whip that never been bound. He put it on, what did he do? Why? I know the truth. It can't hold me.
Right.
That's why I dispelled Jesus. I know the truth. Jesus has no power. It makes absolutely no sense. Jesus kept you more bound than he kept you, that he helped you to be delivered. That's why they're comfortable with lies. You know, listen, you know what's scary? There's not one of these preachers that go to school that don't learn Greek. You cannot go to school for theology and not discuss some Greek. Wow. Okay. Drunkard. Drunkard. That's how you spell it. D-R-E-N-K-G-K-E-R-D. They'll tell you it's funny, but they help you pronunciate it. Some people can't pronunciate this. Anyway, a person who is habitually, this is the same thing as a hireling? With Basha, would you agree? That's the same thing as a hireling? So now you have, so what were you looking at? How did you come up with hireling for drunkard? Y'all got it? Before you get that, see what the 5th chapter book of Yeshayahu say. Because this might not be a problem. 5 and 20. Yeshayahu they call Isaiah. See, that's why, listen, for those of y'all that say you want to be saved, how many of y'all want to be saved? Okay. The reason why I ask, because this will be your best book. Yahuwah saves. So we want to go back and look at it. But I want to be saved. Who does it? He does it. So I want to go through a book and look at how did he do it. Let's see. This is 5 and 20. Listen what he said.
Woe unto them
That do what?
that Kara, Rosha, Tube, and Tube, Rosha.
They both agreed on that. You know what? This is hypothetical. No doubt, well, not hypothetical, I'm not even going to use hypothetical. For them, this is reality for them. They're going to go ahead and go with drunkard. That's good. And you know what he said? That's Rosha. He said that's destruction for you to do that. If that's not right, why woe say it's okay? That's what he's saying. He said woe was another. Can we see what that definition for? We'll look up woe for our ear. Let's look up what woe means from the English definition. Because these people holler, well, first of all, we speak English. So I got to look up English words. It don't make sense to run into Aubrey if you don't understand. This is another problem. We're running to Aubrey words. If you don't have command subject with the English, I really want fool with nothing else. I really want fool with nothing else. You need to first understand your English. That's how you know that, because we're trying to learn where we getting tripped up at. We ain't the only people. A lot of people seeking what we're trying to do. Yep. And he done told you, and they ain't gonna be able to find it. And I want to be able to find it, but I want to find it by first of all being realistic with myself. Let's stop and look at this and let's examine how we got into this situation. Okay? Woe. Great sorrow or distress is what it said. It told us destruction. Distress, sadness, unhappiness, misery. Similar words. Trouble, difficult, problems, trial, tribulation. These are all similar words that you can use for woe. Tribulation, burden. They tell us about, because you know what, and why you need to know this? Because a lot of times you'll read about our moose, and when it starts, it'll tell you the burdens of those people. Which will tell you the woes that they had, which will be the things that cause sorrow or distress or trouble. Y'all remember reading that? How many of y'all remember it'll tell you the burdens of certain other not being, it would say the burden of, well, you know what it was saying? They were basically, but see, they code stuff so they know how to go back and find it. Okay? This is how they know, when they put, and they'll tell you the burdens of such, they already know what the meaning of it is. You just left to just run with it, because the average of us not going to sit down and try to look up to know. Then when you go back and you start trying to find words from the King James perversion, the problem you got, some of the words you're looking at, you'll find the right definition for them. The problem is the word was never rendered. Just like we looked up drunkard, didn't we? Yes, habitually drunk. Only problem we got, it was never rendered for what we're reading. Now you had a knowledge of what a drunkard is. Only problem is it was never rendered. Got it? So we had to go back and decipher to see what's right and what's wrong. And then you got to go and learn what the definition is to the wrong word they had, just so you can see how far off you are. Because if you don't know what the wrong word meaning is, then you don't really know how far. They can actually be similar. Some of the things we'll read from the Greek, from the English, will be similar enough that you could take either or. They just might word it differently in the way they expressed it, but it's still right. So you don't want to get lost with that. Well, it don't say it that way here, but if it's coming out to the same effect, y'all got it? Then we can accept it. That makes sense to y'all? You can't say drunkard and howling or coming out to the same effect. The reason why we have to go over this is because of the 5th chapter, what we read in the book of Yeshayahu. Let's see. 5 and 20. Listen what he told us.
Woe unto them
That do what?
that Kara Rosha too.
Mm-hmm. That tell homosexual they're all right. Because it's still the love of God. And?
To Rosha.
When people cut down on homosexuality and other things that contrary, they'll call those people, those be the wrong people. And do what?
That put Kashak for our Ur.
He said, who make darkness light. And?
Our Ur for Kashak.
That's what he said. Here, when James say put, they do the same thing. They said that's what they'll make it. They'll make darkness light, and they'll make light darkness. Who do what?
That put bitter for sweet.
And?
Sweet for bitter.
That's what he do. That's what we'll do. That's what people will do. Hello? And that's a problem. That's a problem. You know, it's important for, but then if you don't know, you can't identify.
Right.
Y'all got it. That's what we got to identify. If you don't identify, you don't know, then how do you know you're not that same person? We could be that same person that you put things there. He said it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be that way. You should know. Y'all got it? Even the book told, oh, taste and see that Yahuwah was. That's right. You should know that. Somebody taste it, didn't taste good to me, then you already know it's going to be a burden on that person. He said, I'm going to put a burden on that person. That person's going to pay for that. Okay? What else he asked us at 21? Let me just say. Listen what he told us. Woe who?
Unto them
that are where?
why?
Where at?
Their own
In their own conceit. I be telling folks to him, I got a few of y'all in him. Hell, I can't tell you nothing. He told you it's going to be a burden to you, it's going to be a tribulation for you too. Let's see what conceit is, which in their own eyes, in their own way they see things. And the book told there's a way that's seen right unto an east.
Right.
But the end thereof, all right, it could be destruction. Let's see, conceit. Excessive pride in oneself. So he talked about it there, they said in one eyes, which would make sense in a sense because people look at the way I see it. To me. And here when he talked about, but the Greeks run it, because they said, well, let me say it, I won't say the Greek, but the person that translated from the Greek into the English rendered conceit, saying excessive pride in oneself. So their own eyes would be our understanding based off that definition. Because to them, that's the way I see it. Y'all heard people say it before, that's the way I see it. He said, yeah, it's your own conceit. That's in your excessive pride. So that's something else we want to make sure we're going to be conscious of too when we read, to make sure we get us out the way. That's talking about me. Because I don't want to see something out of pride. Especially he just told me that, right? That eliminate us because we know the meaning? No, you want to make sure you know the meaning, that you don't find yourself being convicted. Right? I don't want to see it in my own eyes. I don't want to see it my own way. That's not just for, that ain't about other people. That's talking to us, the person that's reading, the hearer. Okay? All right. And what word? Oh, he used vanity. And which you'll find this run a lot in the book they'll call Ecclesiastes. What'd you say? Call her lot. Exactly. He'll say all is vanity. Y'all got it? Self-love. Because he talked about self-admiration, which makes sense. Because he run a lot of stuff he did, how he begot them pools and men's service and women's service. He talked about all the things, and he said, but all was vanity. And then he said, well, vexation. And all right, self-love, self-admiration. These are words that they render. Huh? All right, let's say. Symbol, imaginary. Image. Come on. So
and prudent in their own womb.
And knowing, do what now? What's that? And prudent in their own sight. Okay. He said, and knowing in their own sight. What does he say at 22? Woe to the who?
Unto them that are mighty to drink wine,
Uh-huh.
and unashamed of strength to mingle strong drink.
All right, let's go back over. You hear what he told us? Told us woe unto them. Tribulation, a burden to them. Gonna be the stress to these people that do this. Let's see what he told us again. Let's go back and try it again at the 28th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, 28. And he's talking to the burden, the tribulation, to the crown of the pride of the hirelings of Apharim. Y'all got it? These people, the flower that has fallen from the glory of the top of the fertile mount. What did he say here? Okay. Whose glorious beauty is fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. You see this? Amazing. We just finna read about the wine, didn't it? The fertile heart, they that are drunken with wine. What happened? I'm sorry. Oh, so they're drunken without wine. Let's see. Hold on for a minute. Oh, stop. Staggering with wine. Them that are overcome with wine. They that are drunken without wine. So their drunkenness have become their conceit, their covetousness. It made them drunken. Now James and the Latins just rendered us told her they were drunk with wine. Now I was reading, I missed it without, and I appreciate y'all catching that out. But as you can see, he told they were drunken without wine. Okay? So now he's gonna tell us how this all happened. Okay? Let's see what happened. See, you see that when you get this, you start unraveling some things that people told you you've been believing. Now, guess what happened with this? Now, you know you only can be saved if you among on him as the Ketuvim have said. So if we've been believing that they were drunken with wine, and he said they were drunk without wine, where does salvation come in at? And guess what happened? At that point, that means we're still holding. He said if you know the amount do what? So guess what we're doing now? We're loosening ourselves. What you doing? We look, because when you know the truth, the only reason Shamshun got, because he knew the truth. I know the truth, it can't hold me. These cords not going to hold me. I already know the truth. They held people to saying they were drunk, they were drinking wine, they were drunk with liquor. And then you go right here, at verse 1 again, please. Stroll up a little bit. They that are drunken with wine, staggering with, valley of them that are overcome with. They ain't gonna make a difference. Bossy, this gonna make a difference or they ain't gonna make a difference? Y'all agreeing with me this make a difference? We could go faster and keep running and going, but we want to pick up. You see how many errors are here? And these people thinking, why they wasting time? You killing time. You don't want to know the truth? I'm not just trying to do something for no spectacle of people. I want to make sure I got it right. But I understand how they drunken. Let's see, verse 2. Listen.
Behold, Yahuwah hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail in a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty Mayim overflowing, shall cast down to the rocks with the hand.
Goodness. Mighty hand, strong one. As a tempest of wind, as a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters. We talk about descending water. Yeah, overflowing shall cast down to the rocks with the hand. Descending here where there is no shelter, violent descending as a great body of water, which will be the mighty waters, away, and sweeping away the soil. He shall make rest for the land, cast down to the earth with the hand, as the violence of many waters overflowing and sent forth upon a spacious land. They somewhat agree. James said a hand. Cast down to the rocks with the hand. Call him angry. They both use mighty, strong with temper. Okay. Severe. All right, come on.
The crown of pride, the drunkards of Apharim, shall be trodden under regal.
We talk about the how they saying the drunken Apharim shall be beaten down with the hands and with the feet. Okay.
And the glorious beauty.
I need my air back on as it come out. Go ahead. And the fading flower and the glorious beauty.
And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty pari before the summer.
Stop. Valley different than mountain. Valley, low descent, mountain high.
Right.
They're using valley, he's saying mountain. That's not the same thing. A valley and a mountain is not the same thing. The valley is the lower part, the mountain, the higher, is the top part. He's talking about the fading flower. He did talk about it being upon the head. The valley would not be the head. It would be considered the bottom like the foot. Fading flower with a glorious hope on the top of the heart shall be as the early figs falling. And the fading flower with the glory of his joy, Shusha, who is on the head of the fat valley, shall be as the hasty flower. And glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fat valley. Do me a favor, look up fat valley. Let me see where it's going. We got to be meticulous. Y'all got it? How many people feel like the valley and the mountain is the same thing? A valley is a low part descent. The head is never the foot. That makes no sense. Can we look up fat valley? I want to see if we give them a definition. Okay, let's see that first. Let's show them what a valley is so they can see. Unless they're trying to call the fat the bulging of the mountain. That's the only way they're going to make sense. Y'all got me? That's the only way it's going to make sense to call it the fat valley. Y'all got it? The valley is the lower descent, right? There's a high part. The only way it makes sense if they're calling the fat valley the heart that sticks up from it. When you call a person fat, what sticks out? The belly. Okay? Okay, that makes sense. So can we look up and see, can we find something? Let's see, can we find Fat Valley? It don't pull up there? Maybe give us an image of a Fat Valley. And that Fat Valley might be the downward part, maybe something sprucing up. What you say? I know what I know what's here, but I'm looking at what they're using. They call it the head, not the tit though. What I'm trying to do is find how are they saying Fat Valley? It can make sense if they're using the term Fat Valley, if you're talking about the heart that's sticking up or sticking out from the valley. That can make sense that you're saying the Fat Valley, because the Greeks didn't call it Fat Valley. Valley, oh, Val, when fruitful. Oh, Fat Valley when fruitful, which can make sense. You're talking about the flower. And see, they rendering right here, woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards offering, whose glorious beauty, a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys. Mind you now, this is somebody's definition. But we'll look at it. You still need to know how they think. What you had of that, they were going to try to render it. Fats in the valley. Called fats are what they'll call wine when the bags are full too. They'll call it fats. Okay. These are images of a fat valley of mountains. That's what they call them, fat valleys. See what they call them, fat valley. What she's rendering her pictures are more like openings where you go up under them. You see this? This is what they're calling fat valleys. But then you look in here, it's not helping me. Fat Valley Trail, hiking trail, Fat Valleys, Wikipedia, world most famous fat valleys, World Atlas. 10 peaks is located. Let me see this. Let me just see this. It's calling the peaks. The peaks are the higher parts. I just want to see so I can kind of understand. This is the world most fat valleys, most famous valleys. Okay, I thought it said the most famous fat valleys. About 10 peaks of such an iconic representation of Canadian wilderness that used to feature on the back of their $20 bill. Switzerland. Pigs, Rings author. Who's saying Lord of the Rings? It's so picturesque that the Lord of the Rings author, J.R.R. Okay, a lot of them. Somebody had their hand up. Rudy, you been here too long for that. When Lord of the Rings came out, y'all? Somebody said 2018.
No, like 2001. Yeah, back.
2011. Because you were here. Don't try to run now. Wow. Okay. Fat Man Pass. Already got that. Okay. Let me see. When you put a Bible hub had something? Yeah, that's right there. Let me just click. I just want to see. Did they put a picture? Same verse. I know. I'm just curious of what they're trying to. I got you. Valleys of the Church of Christ. Stroll down, or stroll up, rather. Let me just say. Stroll up. Okay. I'll make their peak into lie, ease, in the fat valleys. What this is rendering when he was talking about Abraham name change. Can we click this? I want to say something. Hold on, ho. One cause tears. Where that is. Hold on, one cause tears. Corn grain. Can we click this, please? And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahuwah appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am Elohim, it'll be Elohim, Almighty. Walk halak before me and be thou tamim, and I will make my berith between me and thee and will multiply it exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his hind knee, and Elohim talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my berith is with thee, and thou shalt be a Abba, a many Gui. Neither shall thy Shem anymore be called Abram, but thy Shem shall be Abraham, which is going to be exalted father. For a Abba, a many Guim have I made thee, and I will make thee exceedingly offering, and I will make Guims of thee, and Malakim shall come out from thee, and I will establish my berith with thee, between me and thee, and thy seed. Noon, we say noon, but it's not noon is the word. It's the abari. I mean the alphabet. After thee, in there to for alarm, for everlasting berith, to be an Elohim unto thee, and thy seed after thee, and I will give unto thee and to their seed after thee, and the land, Aratz, wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, which is Aratz, for an alarm possession, I will be their Elohim, and Elohim said unto Abram, thou shalt keep my berith, therefore thou and thy seed after thee, and to the dark. I was seeing something he said, I don't see it. Is it on down? Because I was saying he said the valleys, it's the same thing with Carter chapter. This is him explaining this. That's an explanation. I want an explanation. The same thing we just read. Same thing. Same thing. We just read that. When we went on this show, he was sharing about the valley, about the fat valley. Or they just stuck that there. For fruitful. That's what they substituted for by putting the valley. So we put valley, look it up. Who? Fat. Look it up. Let's show it to us so we'll know it. Talking about bara, talking about in Bereshit when he started out when he said create. When Genesis run to create, bara, are you saying it fats? Fruitful. Peak, so you're putting the peak then to lie at ease in the fat valley. Sometimes, is this their explanation? Let's see valley in the Abari. Or can we see fat valleys come up? Or nothing will run to us fat valley together. Can we find it in the Abari? Can we find that? If you look it up, Fat Valley. Y'all give me a minute. I want to find out what this is. This is our salvation. We want to make sure we get it right. We got people rendering something totally different. And for us, it's important enough we need to know it. These kids getting ready to go to school, this same thing I want y'all to do. Make sure you learn it, you know it. It took us that long. I just had to go and look this up and come back. Grease, liquid, riches. I'm trying to find out Fat Valley. That they're rendering over in He didn't render that. He rendered the har. That's saying fat valley. I just want to know. You putting to make fat? Bara. Without the H. Create. Bara. Doesn't bara have an H behind it too? It's more than one. Fat Valley. So you're gonna look up what fat is in from the 28th chapter, 4th verse, saying what word they rendered for fat. Okay. Shemen, grease, especially liquid, as from the olive, often perfumed, richness, fat, fruitful. So these are the word ointment, olive, shamim, shamim. Okay. Pine is waste. Waste. Okay. Yeah. I know. Okay.
Could it be that when we talk about the head of the fat head, it just was like while one said the top of the mountain, the other said the head, it's talking about the top of the valley.
The top of the valley. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. Because one's saying har. So I don't know if I rendered that. Okay. We go back over. I want to look at that some more of my time. Okay, don't worry about it. Let's read down. I want to get to something. Let's see. Did we finish reading this?
No, sir.
Flower. Go ahead.
And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty pari before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up.
You was reading out something's on my mind, but early fig. Okay, swallow it down. Okay, go ahead. Do. Okay, I know you talk about mind of fire desire the first right pari. Okay, come on, listen.
In that shall Yahuwah of Sabaoth be for a crown of kabod, and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his arm.
To the remaining, okay, to the remnant, residue, which is a part remaining. For residue, that's what residue, how many of y'all didn't know what residue means? It means a part remaining. You drink something, you got that little bit in the bottom, that's called residue. That means you have a part remaining, okay? Go ahead. They put remnant. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And for the ruach of Mashpah to him that sitteth in Mashpah, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate.
Strength to them that return. Okay.
But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the Darak. The Kahan and the Nabi have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the Darak through strong drink. They err in vision, Kazum. They stumble in Mashpat.
All right.
For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean.
That counsel, for the sake of that covenant. Okay, come on.
Whom shall he lament knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Okay. He asked about teaching knowledge. They want to know about who is he going to report it to. He want to report this information. To whom he's going to report the message. Even to those that are weaned from the milk, who are drawn from the breast. He was talking about teaching and make it to understand. Here he was looking at reporting the message or reporting the rosha that was going on. Okay, come on.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept,
affliction, on
line
affliction,
upon line,
hope upon hope,
line upon line,
yet a little,
here a little and there a
yet
little.
a little. Come on.
For with stammering lips in another
By
tongue
reason
will he
of a
speak to this
contemptuous
arm.
word of lips, by means of another language, but they shall speak to this arm, saying to them. Contemporaries, put that up for us. They put stammerers for with the speech of lips, and with another tongue he will speak to this arm. Stammering should be probably like an Uncle Ted lip, top and bottom. Two Uncle Ted hands, stammering. Let me see. Let's see contemporary. You got it down. Showing contempt, scornful. Okay. Now, the problem become, we did a lot of work going through that, still got to go back over there. How did they come up with stammering tongues? Because these people justify speaking in tongues with this. The Greeks never render it. They just told you by reason of a contemporaries with contemporaries words of the lips by means of another language. But they shall speak to this arm, saying to them, this is the rest. Can I see contemporaries again, please? Showing contempt, scornful. Scornful, disdainful, disrespectful, insulting, insolent. It's not the same word as stammering. Can we look up stammering? And we'll move from him. And the reason why y'all need to see this, because this is why it take us so long we hear, unlike the other people that can just run, grab it, and everybody starts speaking in tongue when they hear it, and they can justify what they're doing, and all we find out is all we have is a lot of emotions.
Yes.
I know it might not seem important to y'all. There's a lot of things we can cover and go for whatever reason had to stop, because y'all need to look and realize why we're going over this stuff. Because there's a lot. How many of y'all done read before where it told them with stammering tongue? How many of y'all have heard them try to justify that mean they were speaking in tongues? Contemporaries is not the same word. He said we're going to be insulting them. It was going to be scornful. He never told them they were going to be speaking in tongues. He did say he's going to speak to another language. But he was talking about them doing it scornfully, disrespectful. Stammering, the action or fact of speaking with a stammer. If you speak slowly, the stammering goes, which means stammering, they would use that to justify that that's how Musha was talking. Stutter. These dummies came with speaking in tongue, and they're basically stuttering. I mean, what you say? Slow down so you can get your words out. So let's go with stammering. That's still not speaking in tongues. You think these dumb preachers take time to sit down and look this up? And this, how did you take stammering and say stammering is speaking in another language? Even they're trying to give you an example. The action or fact of speaking with a stammer. So we're still going, if you speak slowly, the stammering goes away, the stuttering goes away. Hello? Let's say that, ooh, Allah Shamut. Said the 4th chapter, about the 9th verse. What all this does is make people sit back and really have to consider. They call it Exodus. Say that 4 and 9. Let's see. Listen.
And it shall come to pass, if they were not among also these two art, neither Shama unto thy call, that thou shalt take of the Ma'im of the Nahar, and pour it upon the dry Arak. And the Ma'im which thou takest out of the Nahar shall become dumb upon the dry Arak.
Y'all see that? Y'all see what happened? That's why they told you when Yahushua was on the tube. What came out? That's the same thing when he told Mushah. And yes, was going to demand. That's why I told you that they that seen it. And they told you that he know he saw it true. Yeah. Well, let's be honest. What did he tell them they were going to believe? He told them to take it, didn't it? And to pour it upon their rocks, didn't it? And he said he was going to mind it, didn't he? Hold what you got. Let's see, the 19th chapter of the book of Yehukanan. They call John. 19:28. All right. Listen.
After this, Yahushua, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the Kitab might be fulfilled, saith, I thirst.
Listen.
Now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his paw. Mm-hmm. When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, It is finished.
Consummated.
And he bowed his head and gave up the ruach.
He said it was consummated. Let's look up consummated. Which means at this point, what happened? Hands. Hand right here. Tell me what happened. Blood. What happened? Sex. Yeah. Let's look at consummated. Yeah. What you saying right? It was produced. The only way he could have produced dumb blood was that he had to be speared. So when they try to tell us, when they write in the James Version, they tell us that he was speared after he died. That means he couldn't have said it was consummated. According to their writing, they said they speared him after he moved. He couldn't have been speared. You can't say it's consummated if I'm dead. That's right. Y'all got it. That makes no sense. Let's see consummated. Let's look at make a marriage or a relationship
complete.
Which would make sense when they say it is
finished
by having
sexual intercourse.
How could they render it is consummated if he hadn't been speared yet? You see other error, can he actually say that when it had happened? Because we always say it is finished, which makes sense when the Latins were rendering, he said it is consummated. So he couldn't have been dead when he was speared. Let's see what happened. Let's see. Listen. Hold on, did we jump down too far? Yahushua, therefore, when he had taken the vinegar, said, it is consummated. And bowing his head, he gave up the ruach. He died. Let's see what happened.
The Audim, therefore, because it was the preparation that the basar should not remain upon the toot on a Shabbat Yom, for that Shabbat Yom was a Shabbatum, basar pelotis, that their legs might be broken, and that they might be taken away.
Let's see what happened.
Then came the soldiers, and brake the legs of the first, and of the other which was crucified with him.
And what happened?
But when they came to Yahushua, and saw that he was moot already,
What did they do?
they brake not his legs.
So what happened?
But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out Dom and Maim.
Did that make sense? That he said it was complete. And he hadn't even been speared yet. It was consummated. And it hadn't even happened yet. How could it be complete if it hadn't happened?
Right. Right.
Which makes sense when we look in the other writings when they told us that they had speared him while he was yet alive.
Right. Right.
Okay. Is this important to y'all or not?
Yes, sir.
Because what they told us don't make sense. He said, listen, the Latins rendered it was consummated. Why did they render it was consummated? You tell me they didn't know what consummate means? That is a sexual connotation? After a man has gone into the vagina of a woman, which was going to be similar when the spear or when the stab went into his side, which would have caused him to produce Dom, why would he say it was consummated and bow his head and give up the Ruach when it hadn't happened? Because it happened before. And the reason why they rendered it wrong, because they knew eventually you no doubt would get your hands on their knowledge. If you knew the truth would make you free. Yeah. So if you believe they pierced him after he died, then this would be a violation on Sabbath. There's no way you could be saved. Remember, he that amonds on me.
As the beam has
So
said.
what if I write it wrong? Then you don't get it. Do y'all understand the book? It was set up for us to err. It was set up for us to err, not by Elohim, but by their hands. These people taught us that the man was pierced after. Now, let's say there were 2 spearings. Let's say they did spear him after. That's twice he was hit. That wouldn't have made sense. He would have had to been struck before. Let me see. On that other writing we got, doesn't it show that in the book of Matthew? In the Beth HaMashiach. Let's look at it. Is that the 28th chapter, 27th chapter? But I think it comes up in there. It talks about them spearing him while he was alive, which should make sense. And we have to do this. And I know it's long. Please don't think I don't know what it is. But this is the problem we got. If y'all trying to be saved, don't you understand? That's not these people's agenda when they gave you this book. That was never the intent. We've been praying. We've been crying. We've been hoping. We've been doing everything. We've been at giving up. Because it just seemed like no result. Because the only problem is we've been giving inaccurate information on purpose. Why would you use a word consummated? All the time we've been reading, all the word we've been hearing is what? Finished. So you never would have put that together with sex. It would be no reason to put all that meant like he finished doing what he said he was doing. Versus this was a consummation of a marriage. The book is about a marriage. That's the same thing that enjoined a man and a woman in marriage. It's the Dom, which made sense when Yahuwah took us, that he had Musha when he spake every word. What he had to do? Sprinkle it on us. Why? He said, I enjoined you to something, because that was marriage. When the man put the penis into the vagina of the woman the first time, she was supposed to produce blood, which way you have enjoyed a berith, a covenant. Made sense why there was Dom in our berith. Okay. This is Matthew. They call Matthew. Now we look at James' version. James doesn't even say this. And people will think they're smart when you read on this show Nafad, your soul on the line. Let's see. 27:48. Let's see. Listen.
And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink.
Let's see what happened.
The rest said, let be, let us see whether Yahoo will come to save him. Yahushua, when he had Sayak again with a loud call, yielded up the Ruach.
Now, listen there. But the other said, what did they say, Lee?
Let be.
Now, hold on, we together. Y'all see that? But the other Anashim said, leave him alone, which would be the same as let be.
Let us see
And we will see
whether all
Yahoo
will come to save
will
him.
come to save. We together with this? What happened next, Lee?
Yahushua,
And another man
when he had sighed
took a spear,
again
come on, and thrust it
with a loud call,
through his side,
yielded up the
and
ruach.
out came dam and water.
That's right.
Verse 50. Let's see what it says. Come on.
Yahushua,
But Yahushua
when he had sighed again
cried out again
with a loud call,
with a loud call,
yielded up the
and
ruach.
his ruach departed, which made sense. That he'd have cried out 2 times. Recognize the who first. Hands. Yo's up first. Let's see a job he got. Who? Yosef. That's what he did the first time. We saw it, brother. He cried out. The second time he cried out the loud, and all Mizraim heard it. So he cried out again. But you see the part he's showing us they left out. That they had struck him before he moved. See, the writer in Matthew never even told you he was struck.
Nope.
It just told you he cried out again because they're significant to you. All they did just took it out. You see, he put it in brackets. Letting you know this is what happened. That's why he cried. What would make him cry out? He was struck. He was hit. So this is something they left out, and it's important for you because you're trying to receive the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the spirit of separation. You can't get it when your information is inaccurate. All the fighting, all the crying, all the giving up we've been wanting to do is because people have given us inaccurate information. They made everything about the man magical. This is logical. It makes sense. It was a consummation. It was a marriage. Think about this. There's only a couple of ways that you can inherit, okay? A couple of ways. One, typically is how? Being a child. Whether a son or a child can inherit. Mushak came up to show how a girl could inherit later, but you're right, typically a son. The only way you can inherit first that we knew of was a child, inheriting something from the parents, correct? The second one was being an heir or being joint heirs. That's what Cuff told you. In the 3rd chapter, as heirs together in Kai. Because whatever you get, your spouse also has a part of, correct? So now since this was a marriage and Yahushua has obtained a malkuth, this is how he can justify bringing you in. So you'll either inherit through the consummation of marriage or you'll inherit as being a being. He gave you those 2 scenarios. These are things you know. That's why it's important for us to be the ben of Elohim. Y'all hear? The benin, the children of Elohim. Y'all got it? Or through the marriage. This is what Cup told you. Why you want to treat your wife a certain way as being heirs by yourself. Meaning whatever you get, they get a part of. So whatever he inherited, guess what? We have to inherit. When he talked to the Methodist, his Talmudim, his taught one, they want to know what shall we receive. He said, though you have been with me, you also going to inherit. Guess why? Through the marriage. You become joint heirs. These people talking about being saved and getting something. It don't make sense. You don't even know how you're getting it. How it make sense you get something you don't even know how you're getting it? I just won the lottery. I ain't playing, don't have a ticket. How I got it? It don't even make sense. The person gonna win it gonna know I bought a ticket. That's how I won it, stupid. I played the lottery. What other way can you win it? Unless you found the winning ticket. And you know we're gonna rob you, nigga. Soon as you cash it, nigga. I don't need all the IRS problem. I'll wait till you cash it. Be sitting around side, let me holler at you. Over here in the alley. But y'all see why this is important for us? Come on back to right quick and your Ukanon right quick. I'll try to let y'all go. I know we took some time. I want to hold y'all. This go back to 19. He already got it. 19 to 30. Okay? Now this is what happened. Listen.
When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, "It is finished."
Consummated. I want y'all to remember that and put that down. Let's not say finished no more. Because I want to get on here as though he had just done. I mean, finish is not bad. It's just, it doesn't come back to let us understand what happened. Remember, he was pierced. That piercing in his side, everybody, oh, they pierced me in the side. This was a consummation of a marriage. And you have to understand it that way. Y'all got it. It's more than just pierced in his side. That stab, that piercing through, represent the penis of the man. His side represented the womb of a woman. Adam had a wound. That's why I had to pierce him in his side. Y'all got it. He produced the joint heir to his Malkuth. Y'all got it. So that's why it's symbolism. Y'all got it. Okay. It was remember, there was a shadow. Adam was a shadow, and he was not the very image. Remember that, okay? Because we learned about him through the what? Torah. And what was the Torah? Shadow. That's right. So we know that Adam was not the literal being of Elohim. All right. He came from the rocks. He said, I came from Shemaim. Isn't that right? He told you, I'm from above. Where did he say you were from? Where did Adam come from? Now, who was the true being of Elohim? That's what he tried to tell him. He told you the one from above. He said the one from the rocks. He said he earthy. He tried to tell you, people don't pay attention. It was important for you to know where. He said, I came out from the Abba. You know where Kua came out from? She came out from Adam. He said, I came out from the Abba. What was the purpose of telling you that? Because he gave rules to both of them, symbolizing that both of them were rulers. So if I came out from Elohim, what was he symbolizing? Both of us ruled. Come on, it didn't make sense to tell you he came out from the Abba unless you understood that Ka'ur came out from Adam. And both of them, he told them to subdue it. So it made sense that Elohim and the Ben both had ruling powers. Hello? Okay, all right. Okay, he said he made them and he gave it to them to subdue it. Both of them had ruling powers, okay? All right, come on, 31.
The Yahudim, therefore.
31, it's 30. Uh-huh.
The Yahudim, therefore, because it was the preparation that the Basar should not remain upon the tooth on the Shabbat Yom, for that Shabbat Yom was a Shabbatun, besought Pelotus that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away.
So what happened?
Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other which was crucified with them. But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was moved already,
what happened?
They brake not his legs.
Tell them what happened.
But when one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out Dam and Maim.
Okay, that's why we came over here. See, it's important for you to know this. But see, they told you it happened. They just put it in a different section of when it happened.
Right.
So that altered the way you believe.
Right. Right.
That altered the way you believe. It did happen. We're not arguing it didn't happen. We're arguing when the event happened.
Right.
Y'all got it? That's all we're looking at when you're saying the event happened. That's what they got you at. You said, well, it's still, you see, you argue about something, he still got pierced in the side. It's important for you to know when it happened. Y'all got it? It's important to know when he gave life, kai, unto us, which would have been when? Hands. All right, here goes somebody. Who passed that before I start? How much you got in there? This your pastor now, Lenita. How much y'all got on this answer? Y'all got confidence in your pastor? All right, she said she do. All I needed was one. That covered the other three. Pastor, on your membership in your establishment, go ahead. What? Okay, symbolizing. So don't be symbolizing, not to be. Rudy got it. Rudy did like this. Rudy, what did this? I'm just curious. What did Rudy say? He said symbolize, Rudy said. I'm just curious. What did this? What did you did? What did this? You said. If I have sons, like say for example, I got some. For real, go ahead. I got some. Hold on. Do like this again, Rudy. Do like this. Do like that with me. Do like that with me. Do like that with me. No, do it like that with me. Do it like that with me. Come on. Do it fast like that. All right, come up. Come up. Come on. Keep coming. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hold on. Let me see. If they pass it on get, I'm going to pass it to Austin. Oh, y'all got the answer. I ain't see y'all hand first. If they membership with his movement. Y'all, no, I'm saying y'all remember with that establishment. They got needed them. They might have heard. They're like, keep us, Pastor, keep us. Come on. I did say that what it symbolized. Do like that, Dixon. Good. No, all right, good. All right. Let me see. If he don't have the answer, what you got? Okay. No, the first part symbolized. No. Recall. It's been recalled. See, it symbolized recall. For those that had it, recall. How many of y'all know who recall is? They call her Rachel. Her real name is Recall, and her name actually means a ewe, which is like a small sheep. Y'all got it? Like a small lamb, a ewe, they'll call it a ewe. So her name actually, that's what it means. It's a ewe, a lamb. Y'all got it? So the reason why it was symbolizing, because y'all got to remember, he was acquainted with what? And what else?
Sorrow.
He was giving birth when he was up on the tooth. The name that she gave her son was Ben-Onai, which meant this was the son of my sorrows. So we were the children of his sorrow. That's what they told you, a man acquainted with what? And sorrow. It told you it was a man acquainted with grief and with sorrow. So when he was going through it, was an aggravation. We were the children of his suffering, his sorrow. Y'all got it? And it was hard labor. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's the same thing I recall. She was in hard labor when she had him. She was in real distress. So was he. That's how he was asking Yahuwah to save and deliver him. That makes sense? Yes, it's important for y'all to know that. That's why it don't make sense for them to tell you that he moved after he had completed it. He knew it was done. Just like her, she didn't move after he died. I mean, she didn't die after she knew it was done. That was the son of her sorrow. Now, when Yaakov got to him, he changed his name to Benjamin. He said, 'cause this is the son of my days. He was the son of his old age. Y'all got it? Hello? Okay. So I want you to kind of understand the transitioning. Because, see, the people that were watching him were paying attention to this. That this man was really going through right now. He's really suffering hard, and this is like a consummation. And it was similar to a person giving birth. That's in agony. That's in pain. That's suffering. Like recall. And that child was the child of her suffering. She wound up dying and having that child. Same thing he did with us. Okay? Okay, let's see what else he told you at verse 35. Well, pay attention. Hold on, stop. This is what happened. Now, this after he did, one of the soldiers with a spear opened his side, and immediately there came out blood and water. Nothing came out when he got stuck where he was living. Everything came out, he died. Don't listen to these people. They tell you what came out. Immediately came out, look. This same thing happened when he told, guess what happened? This is the same thing Mushah was supposed to pour upon the rocks. He told him they weren't going to believe the first two signs. He said they would among this. Remember? Yes, sir. All right, let's see what he told you. How about that? Listen.
And he that saw it bear
did
record.
What? He did what?
Bear record.
He give a testimony.
And his record is a mind.
And it's the truth.
And he knoweth that he saith a mind.
Why?
That ye might amon.
What were you told? You were supposed to amon when you saw this. He told him that. He said, if y'all didn't believe the first two signs, he said you were going to believe when you saw water come out and turn the dome on the rocks. And the one that saw it bear record to it. And he know he telling them mine. And he said it so you might have mind, because Mushah already done told her. That's how you were going to believe.
Right.
That's how quick you got to move when you think. What did y'all not read he told him that? You see, this is what he told you. And this is why he told you that he said the truth. Listen, that you also may.
Amon.
That's what you're supposed to do. And to set you up for it, Yahushua told you you were supposed to mind as Didn't the Ketuvim tell you that you were going to believe when you saw the water turn to dawn on your right?
That's right.
Listen what else he told you.
For these things were done.
These things were what?
Done.
These things were done.
That the Kitab might be fulfilled.
What happened?
A bone of him shall not be broken.
See, all this is coming back into play. All this was done so you would believe. People were watching to see. What you think they were doing? They watched him walk up and break the first person leg. He number 2. He in the middle. Either way you go. He number 2. If I see you break the first one leg, you got to break his. Now you just passed him and went to the third one and broke his leg. He got to be next. When you get there, you don't break his legs. I was watching for this. People were watching. Either way it go, he was number 2. If you just broke the first one leg, surely you're going to break the second one. You just went to the third one. So he's the last one. You got to break. When they came out, they didn't break his legs. Come on.
And again, another Kitab said.
Oh, they went too far. They're 42. Woo. Woo. Should be what, 39?
37.
37?
Yes, sir.
37. All right. And again?
Another Kitab said.
What did it say?
They shall look on him.
Look on who?
Him.
Who what?
Whom they pierced.
Hands. 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 Quick hands. Quick hand. Oh, a heart beat y'all. That's bad. All right. What I want hands for? That's right. Mashah and Bamah. How many of y'all didn't know what I wanted hands for? That's tight. I mean, y'all just heard him read. He told you another one, and another one just told y'all that they're supposed to look on him whom they pierced. It was symbolism to what Mushah did. After the people had been bitten by the Nakash, the people were dying. And he told Mushah to take a brass serpent, make a brass serpent and put it on a tube and put it up, and whoever looked on it was going to Kai. So it was symbolism. And remember, the people called him, they even called him a snake. That was important for you to know they called him a snake. Remember, they said, and when that deceiver. Remember that? Who told y'all that first? Hands, hands, hands. Austin Beecher. Who? Ka'ua told y'all that. When Yahuwah came and he questioned Adam, he said, the woman you gave me. And when they asked her, she said, the serpent beguiled me. That's what she told y'all. She said the Nakash deceived her. Y'all need to see him tell y'all that he was a serpent. Do y'all need to see it? Who don't need to see it? Y'all got to see it. That's the only way you're going to believe. Hello? That's why it was written, right? Let's see the 26th chapter, 26, 27, 26, 54, 55. Matthew, so I can get y'all gone. Let's see. I'll show you they said it. These folks don't know what I'm saying. Let's see. 26, 55, 26, 27, 27, 27. I'm sorry, 27, further down. 27 is what I want, not 26, 27. 55. It's not 27, is it? That's 27. Oh, 63, come on down. Okay, here we go, 63. I said 55. 27, 63. All right, listen.
Saying, sir, we Zakar, that deceiver said.
What?
While he was yet Kai, after 3 Yamim, I will come again.
They call him seducer. They put deceiver. That's what they looked at. That's the same thing that Ka'ua tried to tell Yahuwah, that he had seduced her. He had deceived her. That's how I know she called him a Nakash. Hello? That's how I know what she said. What did you think she called him when she said that? Hello? She said that Nakash had deceived her. So when those folks when they were telling Pelota that that man was a seducer, he would deceive her, what you think they were saying? He was a snake. He was a Nakash. Then he wound up being fastened right to a pole. So you think for yourself. That's what Musha was ordered to do, to take a brass serpent, black. That's why it don't make sense to show you a white man on a stick. He told him they're supposed to make a brassen. It's supposed to be brass. Brass is not white. And he was supposed to fasten it with nails on a pole, saying he was on the two, and whoever looked on him was going to Cain. That's why he told you they were going to look on him whom they appears. What you think was supposed to happen? He would give him Cain. See, that's why everything that happened, the Nakash that they saw in Vermont bar, that's why I had to take it down. Hello? And people had started worshiping the thing. And the same thing had to happen with Yahushua. Not that we weren't going to adore him and shakar him, but we had to take it down because of the muhad. See, everything was pointed, same way. When cops get y'all, they call Hezekiah the people he took it down. He took the thing down from him, didn't he? That the same thing had to do then. They came and said, you got to take it down. What you think them people doing who was sitting there looking at it? They was adoring him. They looked, they had to get it down now. Hello? Listen, these are things y'all know. There's a lot of stuff we got to go back over and work with so we can start moving into more knowledge of our operating. But I'll be honest with you, right now we kind of perplexed with English. They got a lot of stuff that we got to go back and look at, and we got to try to go back over. And just for information purposes only, you need to know. The word was, what was the word in the book of the 28th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, stammering tongue? What was it? Who? Contemporaries. I'm trying to think of what that is. Kind of insulting. He want to use insults to teach the people. That's amazing. I need to look more into that. That's too.